Well, I started to take the floor up, just have a look underneath, see what it's like, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to insulate or not under the floor. Might just be a case of 2 layers of plywood. This stuff is actually pretty good, it's like plastic coated. Yeah, so I might just take it all up, have a good clean, treat any rust patches like down there, relay it, and then lay another, I'll use these as templates, and then lay another maybe 9mm ply over the top, just so I've got a good surface, because this has got there's a lot of holes in it where the fixings were. So if I just put vinyl over the top of that, yeah, I'm going to have few dimples and things. Although they would actually make good fixing points for any furniture. So yeah, might have to think about that one. Or if I measure where they are, at least I can reuse them if I wanted to. Yeah, only thing is that heater there. I was going to just leave that completely alone, but yeah, might have to take it out if I'm going to lift this section of the floor up. Yeah, got there's some muck underneath there. Dirt that works its way underneath. So when I put it back down again, I'll go around with some sealant around the edges, just to try and keep the muck out. But yeah. Well, a bit difficult to get much light in here today. Peeing down the rain, so I can't really run the cable out, but can't shut the door. So just got torch power at the minute. But yeah, I've got all the floor up. You can see, got a bit of insulation board there, 25mm. Got some battens. Just going to start doing the floor. Yeah, just a couple of areas I need to sort out. There's a little bit of rust there, which is treated, and I'll just put some hammerite over there, and another bit there, just around where the heater was. Yeah, so I won't be filming very much because of the light. You can hardly see anything. So yeah, I'm just going to start getting some of these, some of this wood down. Yeah, so I've got some Sikaflex. Just going to glue it down. So just need to wipe over and dry the areas that I'm going to do. I can only do a little bit at a time, I think. And hopefully, I think tomorrow is supposed to be a better day, so hopefully I'll be able to get a bit more done than I can today, because it's going to be hand sawing and everything. It's a bit of a pain. There we are. Right, I shall get on. Well, I've got all the stud work down for the flooring, so all I've got to do is get the insulation board in between, the 25mm, I think that's Kingspan I've got. Yeah, so just got to cut it all into squares, fill all these gaps in. Yeah, this is just 25 to 38 treated timber. And I've just used the old Sikaflex to stick that down. No screws, apart from one. I think I did put one in the middle somewhere. One of the bits of timber was a little bit bowed, so I just had to pull it down. But apart from one screw, that's all just glued down. Yeah, and it's really cold here today. So I'm not that keen to do much, but yeah, got to get on really. Right, there's some of the insulation down. Bit of silver foil tape over just to seal it all. So that's coming along. I'm now going to put this bit of board back, just so that gives me a bit more flat surface to work on. It's quite difficult trying to work on this, all these ribs here. There's bits of bright green tape, duct tape, are just covering up the old screw fixings that are in there, inserts. I'm just going to see if any of them happen to line up with the wood. It won't matter with the insulation so much, they'll bed in, but because they stick a little bit proud, I might just have to take them out. So yeah, I might have to just knock a few of them out. I want to leave them in just in case they're handy for fixing points. But yeah, I just have to have a little measure up and see where some of those come, and then get that bit of board down. I don't think I'll screw it down properly. I'll just put a couple of screws in just to stop it rattling around, because until I get the rest of it in and line it all up properly, get it square, I don't really know where that's going to sit. Yeah, so it's coming along. Oh, I've got all the floor down, on the original floor, put down again over the insulation. So it just looks exactly the same as it did before, but it's insulated. Only thing I did have to do was cut a little area out there where the diesel heater goes. I've just got a bit of insulation board over the hole at the moment, keep the draft out. But yeah, what I had to do, this is the mounting plate for the diesel heater. As you can see, that's only, I think it's 30mm deep. This bit here, which needs to go through right through the floor to and just through the skin of the steel floor, the van floor. Yeah, wasn't quite deep enough, because I got this board is, let's take this. This is an offcut. It's 12mm thick. The insulation is 25, and then you got the steel ribs. Yeah, so it wasn't quite enough to go through. So what I had to do was cut a piece out and just drop the board down, and I've just sort of sealed to the edges, sealed around the edges, so this piece under here isn't actually insulated. It's just the board on there. But at least I've tried the diesel heater, that will sit in there, and there is still clearance on the floor for the outlet pipe. So I could have moved it, I suppose, or got another deeper thing, but I've got the electrics here for it. That's for the fuel pump. Holes in the floor, didn't really want to cut more holes than necessary. But yeah, what I'd really like to be getting on with is the roof, but it's so cold. It's too cold to use the Sikaflex, so I'm just stripping out all these old wires at the moment that are in here. Stripping out all the old feed that is there, and that was the 12-volt outlets and the hazard light, the beacons on top. They're all connected there, and all these fluorescent internal ones. I shall take all them out because I need to attach to the roof bars when I do the roof. So they all need to come off. They're riveted, so I'll just have to drill the rivets out. I'll probably reuse a couple of those in the garage, in the under bit here, when I do the bed. yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. A little bit warmer today than it was yesterday, but not warm enough to do any, well, and that's wet, so I won't be cutting any holes in the roof. Yeah, so I've got a big vent to go there, and this one here I'm going to have to replace. That is a vent, but it's got a spinny bit on top, and I was in here the other day and the wind was blowing, and that is really noisy, so you certainly wouldn't want that. If you get a windy night in here, you'll never get any sleep. So yeah, I've got a mushroom vent to go in its place there, but again that will need cutting out, because that's only a 50mm hole and only an 80mm hole there, so can't do that. The only thing I could do is these middle two panels, and here's a good example of why you should insulate. If I can put this light down somewhere. This condensation, that probably doesn't come over on the video, but that's just from me being in here. That's wet. It's just condensation on the roof, so that's why you need to insulate and vapor barrier the whole roof. So yeah, yeah. So I'm going to carry on getting these, getting all these cables out. There's the old connectors, which went down to these all connected into another cable, which went down to the fuse box, which was down here. But a lot of those I don't need the wires in, so what I'm going to have to do is strip out the wires that I don't need and then rerun the ones I do. You see what I mean? Yeah, like there was a couple of switches in the back to do the locking, which come down to here. They're teed into the van. I didn't see that there. Let me look. Yeah, these two wires here, these were sort of teed into a couple of switches and a relay, so from the back you could lock the rear door and the side door, without having to go in the cab and press the cab switch in there. But all I need to do is just disconnect that. I did just try it. These wires aren't actually going anywhere at the moment, they're just dead at the end, so I can just cut those. I'll just put a couple of terminals on just so they don't short on anything, and you can still use the switch in the front to lock the rear doors, so that will be okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to get on and strip out all these wires which are laying there, and then start running some conduit for the new ones that are going to go in, new lights and USB ports I'm going to put in. Yeah, at least the floor is down now, I can actually move around easily. I've just got a few holes to fill. There was a drop vent there, that silver bit you can see is the top of the insulation in the floor, so I've just got to fill that. So I'll just use a hole saw, cut a piece of that spare flooring that I've got, well, the same piece of wood as the flooring, and just fill that with a bit of wood, another bit there, although that is going to be under the kitchen unit, so that wouldn't really matter. I think there's one of those holes, yeah, another one there, one of those holes in each corner. Yeah, ones at the back won't matter. Yeah, so it'll just be that one in that corner over here. There's one under that black thing. Hole there to fill, hole there to fill, possibly that one, and then yeah, floor needs a good clean. It's really mucky, but it's wet at the moment. It's pointless coming in and out. It's going to get going to get muddy again, so yeah, I'll wait till I need to before I start cleaning this floor. Oh, got a little heater in here, which I haven't switched it on yet. I'm not really doing a lot. Yeah, just get a bit of heat in here, makes it a bit more pleasant to work in. Yeah, so one of the other things I'll have to do is take out this headliner in here, because I need to get all, again you can see the insulation in that, you can probably see it there more actually. It's just absolutely dripping. I've got some stick-on insulation to go in under there, but I need to get it right down to the front, and you just can't reach with all this in here. All this headliner and this tray, a plastic tray here. I'll have to come out to do that, but I'll get these wires out first. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, just so I don't forget, this is the Eberspacher, however you say it, the diesel heater controller. This is the cable that comes from that. So I've got a yellow wire with 2 yellow connectors. One goes on here, which I think is I think a switched ignition. I think that's what that is. This is the cable that goes to the other end, to the heater. It's got the other yellow there, so those 3 yellows are all connected, and then all these other ones here are on here, and that brown is not connected, and there's also one there, I think that's a grey, is not connected. Right, so hopefully that'll remind me how to put it all back together. Got all that cable loom removed from around there. I'm just now working on this end, which is a little bit more tricky. I think some of this goes down this pillar, so I need to work out where that goes. And I've got the lights down, not bad little lights really, so I'll be using a couple of them in the back. Yeah, just got to sort this lot out and work out where will that go. Behind there somewhere. Yeah. Onwards. Right, I think to get any further I'm going to have to take this this roof lining out, headliner, which I've been putting off. Not too keen, but yeah, from what I understand, first of all I need to take this plastic piece here off. So there's a couple of screws like that each side. There's these plastic clips in here which need to ping out. Then there are fixings behind these handles. There are those to come off. That needs to come out, the light, and that as well, that side. Oh, there's also another little light in here which is attached, which I think is the wiring. I think that is what this is for. I think that's what the end of that is for. Right, so yeah, and this is where that end of this loom goes to. All this big loom here, some of that goes across to these switches here, which I doubt I'll be using for anything. I can't do any. I'll just leave them there, obviously, rather than a big hole. Yeah, I can't think I've got any use for them really. Yeah, so first thing, this. Got that plastic piece off there. I've never done the bolts to these. I think these won't just pull out. I think you have to push them up to get them out. Push them that way. That's sort of clipped in, I think. Or have they got a little, actually they might have a little thingy behind them. They might be clipped. These aren't the strongest of things, these. Oh yeah, there is a little clip behind there. Oh, that's the lead. I think I need my other one. Ooh. Right. Try to do it without damaging the line. There we go. Yeah, it's got a little clippy bit on the back. Go in there. I do believe this one, that's it, it's got a little hook on it. Little hook bit in there, which goes in that little bit there. Right, so that's one of them off. The other one will be the same. These bits here pop back. I need to get a little screwdriver in there just to pop them off. Undo them. That pops off with a screwdriver in these little slots just there. Haven't got a screwdriver at hand, but where are we? I've got a little one in there. We've got a handful of tools in here. That might be a little bit big. Yeah, like that. It's hard to do one hand, so you get the idea. So I'll get that off there now. Yeah, just a little hex up inside them once you've got them opened. I have to do this one hand. I used to having the camera on a tripod, which is not very easy in here. Anyway, I'll get those out. That one's already off. They're off. That's out. They just unclip. Then all I have to do is open the door and just drop the rubber seal round, and this should, he says, hopefully that should all come out. I don't think there's anything else holding it in. I think some of them have a centre handle. This one hasn't got one. But yeah, that should be all that's holding that in there. Right, here we go. Headliner is out. And the other thing I did do was just pop these back a little bit. I did just take the seat belt fixing off there, so I'll have to make sure to torque that one back up correctly. Only had to do it that side. There was just enough room to, probably would have been easier if I'd have done that one as well, but yeah, so there we are. There's a little bit of straight insulation got up there. But oh yeah, you can feel the that's absolutely dripping, absolutely dripping. So now I need to take out this thing, which, yeah, it just looks like there's some screw fixings there. I don't know whether this needs to be, I think there are some fixings on it, yeah, and you can't see up there, it's so dark, but yeah, there's a nut there I can feel. And there's another nut there, yeah, so there's a couple of nuts holding this shelf on, so I'll get this shelf off next. then that should give me enough room to be able to line this, which is just dripping, absolutely dripping. Hopefully that's going to be warm enough to be able to stick the stuff to. If not, I'm going to have to sort of temporary heat it with an air gun or something just to dry it off. At least I can now get at the rest of these wires, which are all connected to the back of these switches. I can just unplug those actually. I might put this, let's put this headliner right out of the way. So there. There we are. This parcel shelf is out. So that gives me plenty of room to get some insulation. I can get right down there then. Yeah, get all that covered up. But first I need to dry it. So I'll just turn the heater up, get some more heat in here. And I'll get that. I'll have to mop that up with some, I've got some paper tissue there. Paper towel. Dry it as much as I can, get as much heat on it as I can, and yeah, get some stuff up there. Hopefully it'll be warm enough for it to stick. I shall have to see. I think I might try a test piece first somewhere, maybe at one of the corners there, the side pieces. Get in there and see if it's going to stick. Hopefully it will. Yeah, I need to also trace these other wires back. Yeah, might even have to take that trim off. We shall see.